Hey folks, Kyle Keogh here with a new training video for you. I'm getting towards the end of my intense training cycle and really looking forward to testing out my lifts about 1 week from now. It'll actually be 1 week from tomorrow. And so on this particular day I went in, did some heavy benching, also did some heavy reverse band squatting with lighter reverse bands that I think more closely imitate the amount of support that I would receive from a pair of knee wraps. For the bench pressing, it's been a week since I've benched. Was doing Smolov and got through one intro week plus about a week and 3/4 of the program, which is a little over half of it. And my pec really just got to a point where I wasn't able to continue to train on it. So took a week off, really focused on resting the pec and icing it every day, and came in today, decided that I would do a triples escalating up, reduce the volume from a normal Smolov session, but try and complement that by increased intensity and increased exertion. At this point, I'm not going to be able to subject my body to really high volume, really high frequency training, so in order to maintain my strength, really my only option is to try and increase intensity and try and increase the exertion level without going so high in the exertion level that it ends up being a detriment. So that's essentially what I did on this particular session. Ended up doing 3 escalating sets, then 1 strip set with 285, 12 bar lifts. Normally I do 30 on this last day of Smolov, but I worked up to 305 for a set of 3, which was actually a 3-rep PR for me. I was able to do all of them without a handoff, and that does help me as well. So I was actually really happy with how things tested out. Decided to limit it to those 4 sets because after the 4th one, I had reached a threshold for pain for my pec, which just at that point told me that it was time to cut it. Didn't really want to make it flare up too much. A little bit was acceptable, but I didn't want to see too much of a flare up. And overall, I was really happy with the session. Felt as good as I've felt benching in a long time, and that's certainly a byproduct of running at least 2.5 weeks worth of high frequency, high volume training. And so really looking forward to what I'm going to hit in a week. Would like to hit something in the range of 330. Definitely feel like, based on how I felt today, definitely feel like I'll be prepped for it. But until then, I just have to try and maintain enough of a work rate that I don't let my bench press atrophy. And so I've got one more session on Tuesday. Probably work up to something at around 320 for a single, and that'll be about a second attempt. So otherwise, things are starting to fall into place. Did 5 sets on squats with reverse bands. These reverse bands take off about 100 pounds at the bottom. Maybe a little bit more than that, actually, probably 100 to 110. So started with 445 for 3 sets of 3, then moved up to 465, and then moved up to 485 for the last set. Was happy how far I got up. Really wanted for these to be a little bit higher exertion, but felt like the first rep I was really struggling dropping down and wasn't really able to measure adequately the exertion level on those first 3 sets. Felt like I could have kept going and doing considerably more reps, but I also felt like the first rep was easily the hardest, and so I didn't know how to adjust it up to or where it should go. You can see even here on 465, second rep felt good. 3rd rep felt fine too. It was really just the first rep where I was utilizing a slow eccentric. That was the biggest issue. Ended up doing up to 485, which is somewhere in the range of 380-ish at the bottom, and I'm guessing somewhere around, I don't know, mid-4s at the top. And was really happy with how that went. That went a lot better than expected. So overall, squats feeling okay. Was having issues with my knee wraps a couple days ago and did not perform well doing singles, but I've got one more chance at it before I test things out. So we'll see how things go there. Anyway, keep checking in. I will have more videos for you very soon.